Welcome to Senior Break. I'm Dawn Medicine with Oxford Township Parks and Recreation.
And I'm Jessica Retzel with Independence Village Senior Living.
Welcome. So, Jessica, what's going on over in the Independence Village this week?
So restrictions are a lot looser than they have been, so that's a lot exciting for the residents. They're getting more acclimated, having more things, more visitors, so that's really good for them. Yeah. I am gearing up to start some events that we're going to do at the community outdoors. So we're going to try and have some resident and visitors mingling, and then as well as professional events. So once I kickstart that and get those all together, I'll send you a list and we can let all you guys know as well.
All right, well, that's great. Yes, in the park here at Seymour too, we are starting with a lot of outdoor activities to try to get people out and recreating. So weather's been nice, and people have been calling and asking for activities outdoors. So we're getting back into the swing of things as well. So
it's about time everything gets back to normal.
I know. I'm looking forward to July the 1st when we can return and open our senior center.
Yes.
That's our target date. So I'm looking forward to that, and we'll be able to start to offer our indoor programs as well, like our cards and our bingo and so on. So I'm looking forward to that, and I know our seniors are as well. So
awesome.
More to come on that.
Yeah.
So I hear congratulations is in order.
Yes. So I am leaving this Thursday to go to Mexico.
Wow.
I am getting married on Saturday, so super exciting.
Yes.
Our children are going with us, our whole family, so it's going to be like 30 of us on a plane going to Mexico for a week. It's going to be awesome.
Yes, and in addition to you getting married, you're also going to be celebrating a birthday. So happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, so it'll continuously be like a party weekend from here on out. The 28th, 29th, it'll be awesome.
Yeah. So now you'll be back in time for our annual Seymour celebration. That's going to be in June. You'll be back by then.
Yep, I'll be back by then.
All right. Well, speaking of Seymour celebration, our event this year is going to be June the 10th through June the 12th. It'll be held out here at Seymour Lake Township Park. It will just be a carnival this year. So please watch our website and our signs out on the roads and on Facebook. We'll share all that information on how to get your carnival tickets and daytime hours. So please watch for that. You can always go to our website at oxparkrec.org for all the Seymour celebration information for this year. Again, it's going to look a little different than it has been in years past because of the current pandemic and epidemic orders. So we had to make some modifications this year. But there will be the carnival. So please come out to join us for Seymour celebration. So anything else going on, or
for right now that's about it until I get back and have a nice relaxing vacation. Then I'm gonna hit it hard and get a bunch of stuff going.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing all about that. And today we have some special guests. As we had mentioned in our last show, the Oxford Township Parks and Recreation Senior Center was awarded a grant for the community garden from the 4-County Community Foundation. So we have our special guests here today to talk more about that award and all the exciting things that are going to be happening with that with the community garden. So we will be right back. Welcome back to Senior Break. I have our special guests with us. I have CJ Carnacchip from the Charter Township of Oxford and Kathy Dickens from 4-County Community Foundation. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you both for coming today. I would like to start out by sharing with you how the Oxford Community Garden came about. So I think it was back in April.
Actually, I think it was actually back in March. Back in March, you came to me. I think it was you and Jeff. You had this idea to do a community garden that's going to help feed people through the free meals program every Wednesday at Emmanuel Church, and provide ingredients for the senior cooking classes here at the Oxford Senior Center. So right away, you and Jeff approached me, and I was thinking about funding sources, and right away the Four County Community Foundation came to mind, because I knew this would be a project right up their alley. It hit a lot of the things they like to support in communities, whether it be helping seniors or providing nutritious foods to food insecure peoples.
Yep.
So I went to work and secured some partnerships locally, because Four County, before you apply for a grant, they like to see that you have some local buy-in. So I went to Harvest Time Farm Market and Pet Stuff, and they agreed right away. Joe Sosville there agreed right away to donate 10 flats of vegetables, 2 flats of herbs. I went to Stone's Ace Hardware right away. They said, we'll give you some garden tools, and the same with Tractor Supply and Home Depot. And once I had those secured, I started working on the grant application. You and Jeff got me all the information I needed and answered any other questions I had, and by April 1st, we had the grant application in.
Yes, so for those that may not know, we were awarded $10,000 for the community garden, and we are actually this week have picked up our vegetables and our herbs, and have started working on the garden and look to do some planting tomorrow. So I'm really excited that we're going to be able to give this product back to our community. So, well, Kathy, thanks again for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Can you tell all of us a little bit more about the Four County Community Foundation and what you're all about and what you do for all of our neighboring communities?
Absolutely. I can do a brief overview of our history and what we've done, and then what I choose to do is focus more on the future and how we'd like to partner and improve community locally. So the Four County Community Foundation serves a broad service area. Oxford certainly is included in that. Other areas that we serve are Dryden, Metamora, Imlay City, Elmont, Washington Township, Romeo, Richmond, Armada, Capec, Memphis. So a bit of St. Clair County, a bit of Macomb County, a bit of Oakland County, and a bit of Lapeer County. And so many townships in that service area. We have been in existence since 1987, and our start, interestingly, was that community members from all of those communities that I just listed were interested in having a hospital that was kind of close to their communities. And so a grassroots effort began to seek money and funding and partnerships, very similar to the scenario you just laid out, to build a hospital. And that was done. Again, a very grassroots, community-owned project. And so that hospital was in operation right where the Bruce Township Henry Ford Urgent Care is currently. It was in operation for quite some time when the technology that was required in hospitals was really ramping up and very expensive. And they were made an offer by St. Joe's Hospital to buy them out because it was felt that that was probably a smart idea at the time because the technology costs were kind of hard to keep control of, I guess, or respond to. So the hospital was purchased for $2.5 million. Wow. And when it was purchased, then the founders of the hospital didn't want to do anything with that money that didn't give back to the very communities that helped build the hospital. So they began our foundation.
Oh, wow.
And so that $2.5 million profit from that hospital, from the grassroots effort, became the seed money, if you will, for our foundation. We've grown to that $2.5 million to $21 million and growing quickly. And when I say growing, it's not about the dollars, it's really about the impact and the connections that we're able to make. And so we strongly serve all of those areas, again, Oxford included. And we've been able to, since 1987, award back, and I haven't got the updated amount, but over $10 million has been given back to the communities. And that's the awesome work of a foundation, is that as people learn of us and our work and our connection with the community, and they want to do some good service to their community, they come forward, knock on our door and say, this is what I'd like to do, and here's some money to do it with. And we trust you to do it because you've been here since 1987 doing good work in our community. And so we're just thrilled to be active in many, many different ways. Certainly we're known for scholarships, high school students going to college, as well as undergraduate students. So we issue lots and lots of scholarships, millions of dollars worth, and our local grants. We have several priorities. Our priorities come really from a community needs assessment that the community members were gracious enough to respond to a few years ago. And some of the things that rise to the top, community tells us that needs and things that are important are food security, affordable housing, a growth of service in the area of homeless housing for people who are in need, mental health services that are affordable and accessible, youth projects. In some areas, not everyone has access to public transportation, so that's something that we're actively working on, especially for our senior citizens in Eastern Lapeer County in particular. So there are those sectors. Also small business growth, and not only growth, but how to help small businesses stay in business. COVID has taught us a lot.
Sure
and I think some of the unintended outcomes are housing is crucial. How do we keep people in housing and make it affordable? Food security is hugely important. And not only food in quantity, but food in its quality. And that's why this project was so vastly important. Gardening too is a great lifestyle. It's a great activity to be involved in. You get your exercise, you get your sun, you get your community involvement, and you get the fresh produce with all of its robust minerals and nutrients on the table. What's not to like about that?
Absolutely.
So that's a long way to kind of explain what the Community Foundation does. I make it no secret that we want to do more in Oxford. We want more partnerships. We are open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. My cell number is widely known. Call me anytime. We stand ready to partner with people who want to do good work. It doesn't mean that you have to have $1 million in your back pocket. It doesn't mean that you have to be super well networked. If you have a heart to do something good for your community, I want to know you. And I want to work with you, and the foundation wants to serve Oxford just as much as we possibly can. So I'm so grateful that this application came before us, and CJ was correct. It certainly hit a lot of the priority points that have come before us as a community foundation, and we couldn't be more excited to be involved and actually help get some volunteer help to the garden.
Yeah.
Oh, we're very grateful.
Very grateful.
If I could just interject, I want to say to anyone who's thinking about applying to a grant for Fort County, they're very easy to work with, very friendly. I just started my job at the township in 2019, and the first grant I was awarded was a $5,000 grant from the Fort County Community Foundation for some items here at the Senior Center. And they lay everything out very clearly in their application and website. And if you have any questions, whether it's Kathy or Michaela Boomer, they're always willing. They're always there to answer questions. And they could not make the process more easy or or smoother than they do right now.
Right.
So if you're looking to get a grant for your nonprofit for some community need, I highly would encourage you to go through the Fort County Community Foundation.
So Kathy, how would they be able to reach out to you then to apply for a grant? Or maybe there's a grandparent that's out there that has a high school graduate that's looking for scholarship money or could use some scholarship money. How should they get in contact with you or the Fort County Community Foundation?
Yep, excellent question. Our website is www.4ccf.org. My cell number, 810-444-8852. So certainly you can go to our website and you can click on grants and then application. I've written many grants in my professional life, large federal grants, and so I know how daunting those can be. The Fort County Community Foundation, as CJ highlighted, is not intended to be intimidating. It's intended to be very straightforward. It's a couple of pages. It's probably a couple of hours, 5 hours. It just depends on how well thought out your project is upon writing the application, but we stand ready to help answer any questions. And so we're really looking at not so much syntax, spelling, and professional references as much as we are looking for what is your intended outcome. Who are you helping, and how are you helping them? And so that can be done quite simplistically, though CJ's application was stellar and very professional.
Thank you very much.
But I wouldn't want his application necessarily to intimidate others. We definitely will help with the process. So back to the website, you click on grant application. The windows are right there. When I say windows, those are the timelines, the general application windows that we have. I will also mention that we have a proactive committee. And the proactive committee really will meet when anything comes before them that might be urgent or off of the regular 4 grant application cycles. So let's say that there was an urgent need for some medical something or other somewhere in a facility, that it was urgent that this be done, and it couldn't wait 2 months to come.
Apply, right.
Yeah, so they would just call and say, boy, we have this urgent need. This happened during COVID quite a bit, with local food pantries and around the food security. Like, our demand has increased so much that we really need help now. We can't wait. It's like, you don't have to wait. Send me an email, what is the need, and we forego everything else. So I just take it to the committee, they approve if it seems worthy, and we cut the check. And so we're not about red tape, we're about kind of cutting out the red tape where we can, again, to benefit the community. That's our desire. So we're very grassroots, feet on the floor, here to serve, here to connect, here to collaborate. And so again, website, grant application, and also give me a call on my cell. I'm happy to talk.
All right. Well, thank you for all of that information. A great opportunity for someone out in the community. So if you have something, please reach out and get your application in. And how about we take a walk out into the park and take a look at our community garden, the start of the community garden, and show our community what we will bring to them in the fall as far as a harvest. So thank you for joining me today, and look forward to what this community garden will bring to our community. Thank you again.
There's a hidden problem going on right now in our community. This past year has created tremendous financial stress on families. Many are having to make sacrifices they've never had to face before. Some are even going hungry. But there's also something amazing going on behind the scenes. Samaritan House, the Manna Food Pantry, Capac's Kitchen, the Oxford Orion Fish Food Pantry, just to name a few. All of these organizations are powered by an army of volunteers, people who give of their time and their money and other resources so that their neighbors, our area families, don't go hungry. And Fort County Community Foundation has been there, behind the scenes, granting these organizations money for equipment and supplies to make this happen for many years. But we realize there's more need than ever before. So today, we're announcing a new fund, Feeding Families Forever. This fund is designed to create an everlasting endowment so that organizations in our community have the resources they need to keep doing their incredible work. One hungry mouth, one meal at a time. Now we're asking for your help. If you're ready to step up and help support us and see that no one ever goes hungry in our area, just follow the link provided and let's feed families forever.
For food security.
For our community.
For county.
For County Community Foundation. For us, for our community, for County.
Welcome back to Senior Break. Our next guest is Jeff Kinaz, Oxford Township Parks and Recreation Park Superintendent. Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us. Jeff is here to share with us a little bit about what the park has done with the community garden to get it ready for us to plant. So Jeff, what has the park staff been doing for the garden?
Well, we started by disking it up out there. We got a little late start, but that worked out all right. It was dry, so we disked it up, then we plowed it. We've been working the soil. Dawn had people out there. We came out, we raked out all the sod that was in there, and we've been working the soil up as needed. A little bit of rain helped us out here. My staff and I have probably close to 100 hours in right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
We're tracking that. So yeah, we're ready to put plants in tomorrow. So we're right on track.
And I had the pleasure of going out with Jeff, and we did a lot of the shopping to get some of the equipment and the tools and some of the supplies that we needed for the garden. So thank you for taking me out and helping me purchase some of those items needed for the garden.
We had a lot of community support on that too. A lot of people stepped up and donated and gave us discounts, and everybody kind of likes the idea of what we're doing, so that helps too.
Yes, so I'm excited to see what the garden is going to bring for us come the fall. So thank you to you and your staff for the time and the effort that's put into this community garden. So
that's awesome.
It's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
So what kind of protocols are there going to be for this garden?
So right now, with the current pandemic orders changing, things are loosening up. So when we're outdoors, masks aren't going to be required. But of course, we will have water and soap and hand sanitizer and all those good things to make sure that we are protecting ourselves as well as the product that we're going to be working with. So pretty much gonna be back to normal outside.
Awesome.
So at this time, it's going to be completely up to our volunteers if they're going to wear a mask or not wear a mask. But we will have those things available to our volunteers if they choose to use them, or they're welcome to bring their own. But,
Okay, awesome.
yeah, so I think we're good. We are also looking for volunteers for the garden. We're looking for all ages, for all availabilities. So if you're interested in joining us, please contact the Parks and Recreation you can call us at 248-628-1720, or you can go to our website to oxparkrec.org. There is a link for the community garden on there for our Sign Up Genius that we currently have, and you can sign up to volunteer. Anything else that you think we need to let everybody know?
No, volunteers would be greatly appreciated because it's a lot of work to keep up on a garden with our schedules in the offices and out in the park. It's going to be a push. So
right, all volunteers will be key. It is our community garden is located in Seymour Lake Township Park. It's at the rear of the park, out by our maintenance facility. So when you come into the park, you'll drive all the way to the rear of the park, and the garden will be out back. So we looked at all of the space within the park to try to determine where it would be best, like for the sun, as well as water and electricity and all those things that we would need to help support the garden. And that was really
Yeah, we can pull everything right off the barn, so that made it convenient
Right.
to have accessibility to tools and water, electricity. Anything else we need is in our maintenance facility, so that'll be great.
Right, so come out and see the garden, or come out and help in the garden. Again, all are welcome, all ages and all abilities, so please come on out, check out the garden, and we look forward to what the garden's going to bring to our community this fall. Thanks for joining us today.